Hey guys, welcome back. Today I've got a new watch that just came in that I got to share, as well as a new little toy over here. So let's just dive right into it. We'll talk about this guy in a minute. So you may have seen on one of my other buddy Michael's channel, he was just selling this watch. This is the Marinemaster 1000 Yellowfin Tuna. It's actually the first Seiko tuna that I've ever had, and I absolutely love it. Michael's a very good friend of mine. We've been friends for years in the knife community, and he kind of drugged me over into the watches. Wasn't that hard to do, so he didn't have to work too hard to bring me over to the watch side. But I've always liked this one of his, and when he got the bug to sell it, I kind of had to jump on it. So we worked out a deal, and it showed up today. It was supposed to have shown up yesterday, but the mail sometimes at my house runs behind. Although this guy did show up yesterday. Let's drag him over here. And really quickly, we'll talk about this. This is the Seiko Monster. Okay, so obviously this is called the Yellowfin Tuna. It's a nickname. There's the Seiko Turtle, there's the Seiko Monster. They all have different nicknames, right? The Seiko Samurai. It's not really the official name. The official name on this is the SBBN 027. But its nickname is a tuna, and this is the yellowfin version. Well, anyway, my very good friend Random Rob worked with Jerry, who owns a 3D printing company, and Rob and another guy, Bruce, who's a YouTube watch channel, and Jerry got together and they came up with this 3D printed monster in reference to the Seiko Monster line. I don't have a Seiko Monster, but I do have this custom SKX from Rob that we'll just put right here for now, out of the way. And we'll just kind of set him there off to the side. Try not to get the lights to, whatever. And then we'll come back to him because there's something cool about him in a minute. And you can buy this from Jerry, and I will put a link to his Etsy site down in the description. Wait till the end until you see this in a little bit. So let's dive right into the specs of this wonderful watch. So the case size is 49.2, and it's a little deceptive because, and it's hard to see on the black here, but it kind of, there's an angle. So I measured it at its widest point is at 49.2, and it chamfers up a little bit towards the dial and whatnot. So it doesn't wear that big. The lug to lug is incredibly short at literally 42 millimeter, 42.6 lug to lug, with a lug width of like 22 millimeter. And it comes on this very nice silicone strap, which I think works for it. They do make some bracelets, and I'm typically a bracelet guy. Michael bought a bracelet for it, and then he sold it because he just didn't think it looked right or felt right and wanted to keep it the way Seiko intended. Yeah, I mean, I get that, as I'm also having a completely custom built Seiko. So do I really keep in tune with Seiko? I don't know, maybe not. It is rather thick. It's at 16.2 millimeters, which is not my thickest watch. I think my thickest is 18, maybe 19. And it is a flat sapphire crystal. It is a 1,000-meter water resistant watch. It is a quartz movement. So it is battery. Comes with a 5-year battery. This one's probably at 4 years and 11 and a half months with my luck. And it uses the 7C46 quartz movement, which is super accurate and super great. What's really cool about this is, what I think is cool about it, is the case is a mono style case. So there is no case back. I mean, there's a case back, but it doesn't come off. So when I need to send this in to get a battery, it'll go back to Japan. And they have to somehow, they pull the bezel off, they pull the crystal out, they pull the dial out, and then they get to the movement underneath, they replace the battery, and then they put it all back together, and then they recertify its 1,000-meter water resistance. That's why I will send it in and just have it done right. I'm not going to monkey with it. I will screw it up. No question there. The case is a titanium case, and it has a shroud around it. You can kind of see some screws here. So it has this kind of shroud that goes around it. And it weighs in at 4.2 ounces. And I actually did the math. It's 119 grams. You can see it's got a green AR coating to it that you can kind of see around the edges there, which I think is really cool. And in the right light, you can kind of see there's kind of a green hue. I like that. I dig it. It is a 120 click bezel. That's pretty grippy. It's pretty stiff, but it works pretty well. Doesn't have a lot of back play. It's a little different because of the shroud, so you can't really grab it at 360 degrees. There's kind of these cutouts for it, but it lines up really well. And the seconds hand really kind of hits the marks also. But at this level, that's what you're paying for. This is one of their premium watches. There's nothing kind of chintzy about this one at all. Everything is premium. It is higher end, higher quality, higher price, but has super amazing lume. The Tunas seem to have a lot better lume than the typical Seiko watches, the SKXs, which we'll see here in a second when I give you a wrist shot. But first, when I give you a lume shot. But first, let me throw it on my wrist so that you can see how it wears on my 7 1/4. And like I said, I just got it today, so I'm still kind of playing with how tight I'm going to wear it or how loose I'm going to wear it. I almost wish, for me, there was a hole in the middle, because one hole is a little bit too loose and one hole is a little bit too tight for me. But so there it is on my 7 1/4. It sits up kind of proud, but it's not bad. It's super light because it is titanium and ceramic case, that it just wears really well. It's considerably lighter than this SKX. And granted, this SKX has the bracelet. But so let me pull it off and give you guys a lume shot of the watch, the Tuna, the SKX, and this guy may also light up a little bit. So the coolest thing about the Seiko Monster character is he's completely loomed out. The base is loomed out. It has the indices from a watch. It's just totally cool. And it will hold your watch. So that's, I don't know. Yes, my girlfriend thinks I'm 12. So this is the lume on the Tuna. And then this is the lume on my custom SKX, if it'll focus there. So you can see on the Tuna on the left, this is all original Seiko. On the right, everything is Seiko except for the ceramic loomed bezel insert, the loomed ceramic bezel insert, and the loomed signed crown. Those are aftermarket, but the dial is a Seiko, the hands and the second hands are Seiko. And you can see the Tuna just has a brighter lume than the SKX on the right. And this came out of a turtle case. So anyway, there's your lume shots. So the Monster you can buy from Jerry, and I will put a link to his Etsy down below. He is also planning to do the other nicknames. So I'm guessing there will be a Tuna, There will be potentially a samurai, potentially a turtle. I don't know. He is also doing some limited runs of this with some custom airbrushing on it, which looks fantastic. And yes, my 12-year-old with my adult paycheck has one of the custom ones coming also. Thanks, Jerry, for all of that. These are phenomenal. The cool factor of my girlfriend's eyes rolling in the back of her head is worth the price of admission. So anyway, there you have it. The Marinemaster 1000 Yellowfin Tuna. Hope you enjoyed. And let me know if you have any questions in the comments down below. And we'll see you on the next one. Thanks, guys.